If you're starting out in investment banking, these are three things that are definitely going to affect your work-life balance. The first thing is because you're on multiple deals, you usually have multiple meetings or meetings scattered throughout your day in a week. So imagine you have 7 hours of work one day, but you have 2 hours of meetings for one deal. You have a 3 hour management presentation for another deal. You're now in essentially 5 hours of meetings on top of your 7 hours of work. So your 7 hour workday just went from 7 to 12 hours. The combinations of meetings and work that needs to be done just leads to very fluctuating work-life balance because maybe you have less meetings so you don't have to work as much, or you have more meetings so now you're up super late. The second thing is investment banking is just a very client-centric business. These clients are trusting us with their millions of dollars, their billion-dollar businesses. And what this means for us is when we're showing them work, you want to make sure it's in tip-top shape, which means that everyone as they review your work is very scrutinizing of the syntax, of the formatting, of language, of everything. What this means is double checking your work is a non-negotiable. And if you're unsure, you might even have to triple check your work, which means something that might take you an hour or 2 hours to make, have to add an hour or two on top of it to read through every line to make sure it looks right before you send it up to someone who's going to scrutinize it and to make sure you actually did your job correctly. Lastly, you have the infamous MD line, which is that all your superiors are probably going to be in even more calls than you, right? Because your main job as an analyst is usually to work on materials versus as you go higher and higher up the corporate ladder or corporate chain, they're doing a lot more of the calls of the biz dev, which just means they're going to be on more calls and more meetings throughout the day, which means most of their time they're going to have is the late afternoon, early evening to actually look at whatever you guys send up the chain to them to review. So they usually get back to you with comments later in the evening or sometime where you be naturally kind of maybe finishing off some of your work if you're lucky, which means that now it's 9 o'clock or it's 8 o'clock or whenever, and you have to go through their comments and flip them and have them ready if they want to send something off to the client, or have them ready early in the morning if they want to re-review.